Adieu Achul is making soap at her home-based factory in the suburbs east of Nairobi. The hardship of growing up in a refugee camp made Adieu want to do something to change the plight of refugees. And after getting trained in soap making, she set up a business.
I believe I'm still a refugee, and anything I do will always help my community. I'm in a position to be able to help my community. Why will I not help them?
Achul works with humanitarian groups like the UN Refugee Agency to distribute soap, face masks, food and other donated items to the most vulnerable and needy families among the refugees, as well as the host communities back in Dadaab and Kakuma refugee camps.
The refugees who approach us with the brilliant idea like Adieu had, that they want to help a refugee and also the vulnerable host community, then we must support, because the funding for the humanitarian agency unfortunately reducing significantly during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Having overcome many odds, Achul is completing her last year of studies for a Bachelor of Commerce degree and runs a mentorship program for refugee girls and young women.
I run 2 mentorship programs, one just to train them on basic entrepreneurial skill, and then the second one is about the important and mobilization, anything to do with education specifically, so that when after their childbirth, they will choose either to go back to school or to have their own business.
Kenya is one of Africa's top refugee hosting countries, with over 500,000 refugees, mainly from the neighboring Somalia and South Sudan. But the government wants to close 2 camps, which together house more than 400,000 refugees and asylum seekers. Achul is worried about the fate of refugees if the camps close. The UNHCR is urging Kenya to keep them open.
We're living in the period that more than 80 million people are displaced over the world. And this is the time that we need a solidarity more than ever.
While the refugees await Kenya's final decision, former refugees like Achul are stepping forward to help the vulnerable in their community during a difficult and uncertain time. Juma Majanga for VOA News, Nairobi.